Hey, thank you so much for being here.
People in Chicago love.
Yeah, they're
love
nice.
You.
They're nice. They're nice. They're nice people here.
They are wonderful.
You've got a
people.
wonderful state here,
Absolutely.
and first of all, I want to say, I'm a huge fan of your name. Your name, you have the best name, Barack Obama. When I first heard it, I was sure it was Irish. When I first heard it,
it is. There's an apostrophe after the O.
I knew that. I knew that.
And Barack is actually an ancient Celtic name.
Very nice. So we're ancient cousins.
That's
is what
exactly
you're
right.
saying.
You
Very nice.
and me, we're right there.
I'm taking you to Ireland someday. This is my brother here. Now, there's a lot I have to ask you. First of all, you live in Chicago. Your wife is from here. Any advice for me? I'm a guy. I don't know the area. What would you tell a guy?
Well, you know, the
Where
key,
should I go? What should I do?
The key is to get into the neighborhoods. You know, Millennium Park is beautiful, and Wrigley Field everybody knows about. But you know, going out into the neighborhoods, visiting some of the local restaurants. For example, my favorite restaurant in Chicago is a place on the west side called MacArthur's.
MacArthur's.
Some folks know MacArthur's here.
Yeah.
Some of the best soul food in Chicago.
Soul food.
And I mean, you'll stand out a little bit.
I will not.
There aren't that many 6'6" guys in the restaurant.
It's about time they saw a giant red pompadour in there. I want my soul food. Bring it on. Now, is it true that you've gone to the same barbershop? Is it true here in Chicago for 20 years? You've gone to the same.
The Hyde Park Hair Salon.
Hyde Park Hair Salon.
Hyde Park. Okay.
Do you tell people I'm going to the barbershop, or it's time for my trip to the hair salon?
No. It's called hair salon, but when you go in there, it's more shop than salon.
Right, and it sounds like a nice kind of down-to-earth place,
It's
not
wonderful.
too fussy.
You know, you sit down. The first time I went there was with a guy named Wally. He was an old, grumpy guy. He'd say, "Sit down. What do you want?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm not sure." "Okay, just shut up." And he'd start cutting your hair. And,
that's a great service technique.
Yeah,
just shut up. Yeah.
These guys, but now I've got a guy who's he and I, we've been together for about 10 years. And you know,
it's very brave of you to come out with this. Yeah.
Listen, let me say the relationship between a man and his barber. That is.
It's sacred. It's a real
serious
bond.
Business. Where do you get your hair cut, Conan?
I don't. This isn't real. This is scientists work on this. This is a high-density polymer that NASA invented. Hair is for wimps. This has robotics in it. It can do things. Ah, there we go. I'm an ass, by the way. I want to talk about something. First time that you had real intense national exposure, and the first time I think you came to a lot of people's attention, 2004 Democratic National Convention, you gave the keynote address. You blew everybody away. People are still talking about that speech. Brilliant speech. And I was thinking, do you ever use, you have such oratorical power, do you ever go home to your family and try and use that oratorical power?
I'll tell you a quick story. We have dinner together. My wife asked my two daughters, 7 and 4, Malia, how was your day? She'll say, tell us about it. 4-year-old Sasha, how was your day? They ask my wife, how's your day? Then finally, my wife says, well, let's ask Daddy how his day was. And my 4-year-old will say, boring. And my wife will say, well, that's not nice. You know, actually, people come and listen to Daddy speak. Yeah. And the two of them fall out of their chairs. They think that is the funniest thing. That's the notion that somebody would be interested in what their father has to say. Yeah.
Kids just don't care, But have you ever been tempted to just jump up behind a podium in front of your kids to tell them, you know, go to your room? Using the great Barack Obama voice?
My fellow Obamas, the time has come. I'll try that out.
That would work for you.
Yeah.
You will clean your room in this century, yes. Have you always been a gifted speaker? Was it something that you developed over time?
No, you know, I have flopped so many times. I think it's like being a comic. You know, you get up and and sometimes it's working for you, but you know that time where everybody's
I don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody's quiet and you start getting kind of hot flashes and
Nope.
No?
Yeah.
Is this
yeah.
one of those moments?
No,
right
no, no,
now?
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyone who's and so how do you handle when you because people I think just assume that you're such a gifted speaker that you've never had those moments. Describe what it's like for you when you're up there
look,
and you feel like it's not working. You're not getting
working, and the main mistake everybody makes, and I do the same thing, is you just keep on talking, right? Because you think, well, eventually I'm going to come up with something that they like, and that makes it worse, right? Because what happens is not only are you bad, but you're long-winded.
Right.
And so.
Do you just throw out random words at a certain point? Corn dog, onion, blueberry. Anything here, people?
Yeah. I think that's what's been happening in the White House lately. Just throw anything against the refrigerator, see if it sticks.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. I know President Bush is famous for nicknames. Has he tried to give you a nickname? He loves to give everybody.
You know, the thing I can't tell whether he's trying to give me a nickname or whether he just can't pronounce my name. So
it's hard. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sometimes he calls me Bama.
Bama? Bama.
Sometimes he calls me Rock.
He calls you what?
Rock.
Oh, that Rock is cool.
Rock is not bad.
Bama, Rock.
Bama,
I like that.
Rock.
Yeah. I just picturing Bama, get Rock. Mr. President, you all right? They're going to think he's having a fit or something. Now, I'm curious. You have been very successful. You've had a lot of success and a lot of adulation. You've been very successful, I think, at remaining humble and having a sense of humor about yourself. Is that come naturally to you? Is it your?
It's my wife.
It's your wife.
Yeah.
It's nice when someone else does it for you.
Yeah, exactly. She tells me about my ears. She talks about my ears a lot. That's an old standard, how big they are.
Oh, really? That's nice. So your kids are saying boring, and she's like, yeah, big ears, you know. This is a horrible home life you have.
It's basically, you know, often I come home feeling pretty full of myself, and they knock me down pretty quick.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's what our loved ones are for.
That's why
I feel
married.
good. Oh, yeah? Thanks, Mom. Now, I have to ask you, I wouldn't be doing my job. That's not true. I'm a comedian, not a pundit. But I'm going to ask anyway. So many people are speculating. You hear Barack Obama is going to be a presidential candidate in 08, or he's going to be on the ticket. And I just want to say, if there's something you'd like to say here, there's probably never a better venue than right now.
Well, Conan.
This is the kind of thing you want to say just after Chewbacca has made out with George Wendt.
Exactly. I was thinking about you as my running mate.
Oh, hey.
What do you think? Me and Conan?
That'd be the worst. It sounds good. Obama O'Brien. Obama O'Brien sounds amazing. Yeah. Obama O'Brien. It would be the worst thing you ever did. After you'd think it was funny, and then like a day later, you'd be like, "This guy is an idiot." Barack, come on over. Let's talk. This was. It's been a thrilling week for us, but it was a real honor to have you be on our last show here in Chicago. And I know you're a busy person, but we were thrilled when you said you'd stop by.
Listen, I love Conan O'Brien, and most of all, I love the audience here. These are the
guy's a pro.
Love it.
Thank you so much. Senator Barack Obama. Wilco coming up. We'll be right back.